Have you seen Alien Cubed?
Like a
To the power
six-sided box?
Yeah, I guess.
I haven't seen a six-sided alien. No.
To the power of 3.
To the power of 3.
Well, that's
so
same thing, cubed.
So 9? No, that'd be 3 cubed. I don't know.
I mean, it's whatever you 1 cubed.
Is 3 cubed? Is 3? That's not squared. Squared is 2.
Is 2.
Cubed. Is it? It's not cubed.
Wouldn't it be?
No.
If 2 is squared,
I think you just say
3...
to the power of after squared. I don't know. I'm not a mathematician.
Have you seen it?
But no, I haven't seen it. No.
What is your feelings towards legacy? Like your own legacy? Like, are you one of those guys
do I want to leave a legacy?
Well, yeah, like how important is that to you? Right? Because there's some people out there who are very like, it is mission critical to them that they leave a legacy, and they are constantly on the prowl for what that opportunity is.
I would say I want to leave a legacy. I don't think my definition of what the legacy I want to leave is the same as probably what you're alluding to. Like I think you're using it as like a grand remembrance.
People are like, I want to be remembered.
Yeah.
Right. That's a legacy.
Yeah.
It's just I want to be remembered for doing something great.
Yeah. And in my mind, it's more like I want people close to me.
Yeah.
To remember me fondly and my life having an impact on theirs. Not in a grander way.
Personally, I think you're a fucking idiot.
Well, screw you, because that's me.
I listen. I have always been
searching for fame.
No, I've never cared.
Fortune.
I've never cared about legacy. Like once I'm gone, I think I don't want a bad legacy. Right? Like, I don't want to be remembered notoriously. Like, you don't Brady the serial killer. Right?
You don't want to be Paul Bernardo.
No.
Yeah.
But I also, right, so as long as it's not like, oh, that's the guy that blew up the Costco, then I don't care. Like, I'll be dead. Right? I don't care. It doesn't make a difference to me. I've never cared about legacy. I've been living my life, and I don't need the accolades. I don't need whatever. Having said that, so a couple weeks ago, maybe about three weeks ago, I started playing a game, a mobile game.
A mobile game.
Mobile game.
Yeah. Get sucked into those every once in a while.
And it's just it's not a super complex game. It's like you've got, think of it sort of like Tetris, right? In that you've got sort of so many rows across or columns across, but instead of like different shaped things, they're all just cubes. But each cube has a value.
Okay.
And you start the game out, and you have cubes 2, 4, 8, 16, 32,
and they're falling
and 64.
From the top down.
Yeah, so they kind of
Tetris style.
They double.
Trying to get rid of them.
Well, you're trying to combine them, right? So if you drop a 2 block on a 2 block, it will become a 4.
Okay.
If you drop a 16 on a 16, it's going to become a 32.
It'll absorb into a.
Yeah, they just kind of bloop bloop, and then if that starts a chain reaction, it'll go like bloop 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 bloop,
sure,
and they all kind of start disappearing. And then once you get up to like 1,024 or whatever the however that math works out, then I think, or no, maybe it's the 2048 or whatever it is. Once you get there, it like eliminates the 2 block. But it will now also drop 128 block instead of, right? Whereas before, maybe the highest block was 64. Well, now it'll drop a 128, and it's eliminated the 2 block. And so your numbers are just exponentially climbing.
Sure.
But it does still get harder because, for instance, trying to, because you're still trying to hit these milestones constantly, right? You're trying to create a bigger block than you've previously ever created.
Okay.
And creating a trillion block with 64,000 blocks, with 64,000 block falling, is much more difficult than trying to get 1,000 with a 2 block falling, right? Like so it's still, it gets harder because it's constantly, the numbers double, right?
Okay.
So anyways, all that aside. So I start playing this game. I'm messing around with it. And up in the top right-hand corner of this game is like your ranking, right? And it kind of flashes between your global ranking and then your ranking in the region that you're in. And in my case, the region that I'm in is Canada. So it says what my ranking is in Canada, what my ranking is globally.
Okay.
So I'm playing like a week and a half ago. And I glance up at that corner and I go, huh. I'm like 9,800 in all of Canada. Which, is still like, there's a lot of people between me and number 1.
Right.
But in all of Canada, 9,800.
Out of 9,802.
Well, but then it flashes to globally, and I'm like, oh, globally, I'm like 420,000.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm like, people are playing.
Yeah.
I'm like 500,000 behind.
Yeah.
But I'm looking at it. I'm going, I wonder if I just kept chipping away at this, being really thoughtful and slow about where I'm putting my blocks, and really just kind of chip away at this. I just wonder. I wonder where this could go.
How close could you get?
Yeah.
Sure.
So it's been about a week and a half. And I would say in that week and a half, I've maybe played 3 hours worth, right?
Okay.
Like collectively. I'm now in the low 4,000s.
Oh, wow.
Which is like,
You've cut that lead in half.
yeah.
That's impressive.
So I'm in the low 4,000s.
Committed.
And globally, I'm now like 120,000.
Huh.
And so there was a part of me for a little while that was looking at it going, give me another month. I'm pretty sure I could reach number 1 in Canada. Like,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I could just keep going. And
Streaming mobile games is a thing.
I know. But I'm pretty sure I could keep going and just reach number 1 in all of Canada. But now that I've shaved so much off of the global one, I'm taking on the world, baby. Which is like such a useless achievement, right? Like if I do manage to do it and then now I'm number 1 in the world at this game, it's like, oh, this is like, holy crap, I can't believe I did it.
Nobody's better than me.
Now what?
This little indie company is gonna bring me into their studio in their mom's basement and give me some leftover pizza from the fridge that their mom bought yesterday.
But all that aside, it would still be a cool thing. Like even if I don't get the global one, even if I just end up being number 1 in Canada,
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
that'd be so cool.
Yeah.
So that's the legacy that I intend to leave behind.
Right. So you heard it here, Movie Men followers. Everybody download this and get to it before Brady.
Oh, this is why. So here's the thing. There's like 15 games like this out there.
Yeah.
Like readily popping up if
Yeah.
you search for this type of thing. And I have very specifically not given the name. Because I don't need
You don't need the extra competition.
I don't need competition. I don't need competition. Hello and welcome to the Movie Men podcast.
We are the B team.
That never been friggin' close to first at any ranking for any video game ever. Guy over there is Carl.
That hurts.
That's just true.
That mean jerk over there is Brady.
Oh, you're supposed to sing my praises.
Jerk.
And we're here talking about Alien 3. We have already reviewed Alien and Aliens.
Tres? Trois. What's tres? Is
Well,
tres 3? Trois. Trois is French.
Which
for
you're
trois.
jumping between languages.
Is tres a different language? I thought it was French too.
Un, deux, trois.
Tres is 4. No, that's
Un, deux,
quatre.
trois, quatre, cinq, six,
What's
sept,
tres?
huit. You're speaking like Spanish.
Tres is Spanish?
Uno, dos, tres.
It is Spanish, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, this is me. I'm not language smart.
Jeez. So, Alien 3.
Alien 3.
And I genuinely, I don't know why the 3 is little. I don't know why it's in a to the power of 3 position. That's not just
it
in
looked
the
cool.
Well, it's not just in the logo of the title card at the start of the film. If you like the official title of this film is billed as Alien to the Power of 3. So
And yet,
whatever.
There's only one alien.
Yeah. Well, we have 2.
I mean,
We don't get to see the second one, but it's there.
I don't think you can consider that an alien.
Oh my God. No. We're not doing the When Does Life Begin debate
No,
on
it's not
an alien film.
Okay, it's not a when is life begin debate because it's not like, first off, it's not a human life, but
Right.
it's more like
Well, that doesn't mean anything.
it's more like a butterfly, right? Like it's got different stages. Stage 1 is
Still
the
an
egg.
alien.
Stage 2 is the face hugger.
Yeah, still an
Stage
alien.
3 is whatever it is inside the
An alien.
and it's the final stage is the xenomorph.
Still an alien.
It's still an alien, but it's different stages.
When a caterpillar's
a caterpillar's
in its,
not a butterfly.
No, but when a caterpillar's in its cocoon, you don't go, oh, it's not an insect, it's in a cocoon.
Yeah, but
it's still an insect.
I'm pretty sure it's probably got a very specific name for that form.
Sure, but it's still an insect.
It's a cocoon.
Right? So you may not be able to look at what is in her abdomen and say that's a xenomorph, but it is an alien.
Oh, they're all aliens.
Yeah, that's what I said.
All stages are aliens.
You said there was only one alien. I said there was 2, and then you went on this
okay.
ass
all right,
backwards
fine. You want to
meth
get
head kind of. I don't know what was happening.
You want to get generic?
No,
it's
I want
an
to do
alien.
initial impressions. Can we do initial impressions? All right. Initial impressions. It is, of the 3 that we have watched, it is the worst. There are some things that I think it does better than the last one. Some things. I think there's a lot that
Really?
it does much worse. And I think this film, because I want to keep my initial impressions very generic, I don't want to give any details. I will end it by saying I think this film is one of those really good examples of you had all the right ingredients sitting in front of you and you decided to bake the cake in the microwave. Like, I don't know, like
You put it on the dash of your car in the middle of the summer.
it was literally 5-minute rice and it's undercooked. I don't know how you just so that's my initial impression.
Yeah, that's a good initial impression.
Thanks.
Sure. That's short and sweet.
Yeah. What do you think? Is that where you were waiting?
Yeah,
You were going to just go for it?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, you didn't ask me. I had to tee myself up.
Well, I mean, It's your show, your movie, your pick.
Oh, don't give me credit for this movie. I am just a viewer.
It's your pick.
I'm as much a victim as you.
I think as part of my initial impression, it's fair to say your score is going down.
We watched this film because I am a victim of my own completionism.
Pretty much.
I do. There's a part of me like not that I couldn't walk away from this franchise now and us not see it through. I could. But there is a little bit of like OCD, like a little bit of like an actual mental.
You can't do what I've done with
struggle.
RoboCop and just been like, no, we're done there.
Yeah, no.
There's more, but we're done.
Yeah.
We're moving on.
Especially because you've never seen the. Well, I mean, you've never seen the third one. So
I've never seen the third one, but I've seen the remake.
Yeah.
But like, we're not going there because they both suck.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, this movie is a mess. I don't know how much, if any of it, I actually enjoyed.
Interesting.
And to kind of parrot what you said, that it's the worst of what we've seen so far, and you said it did things better than the last one. I don't know. You're going to have to sell me on that.
Sure.
Because I don't think it did anything better than the last one.
Sure.
It's just flat out worse.
I mean, I
way.
think once I tell you what those things are, you still may not necessarily agree.
Yeah,
but I think it'll make perfect sense to you that those are the things.
You might say them, and I might go okay. You might say them, and you'll have to sell me on them. I don't know, but where I'm sitting now after just watching it, I'm just like,
right.
This was hot trash.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So what do let's get the things that I think are better out of the way.
Sure.
Okay.
And then we'll crap all over it.
I think that it is, although not executed well, I think it's a more interesting premise. Like, just on paper, if you were to write the premise of this film down on paper, like a 2-sentence synopsis, and then you were to write the same 2-sentence synopsis down, but it's for the second film, I think this one's more interesting. I don't think it's executed well. I think it's executed pretty abysmally.
I don't know how you can get to this one without having the second one, though.
I don't disagree. I think the second one is needed, 100%.
Okay, so you're not
No,
you're
no,
not saying scrap that. You're saying
No.
in general the general on a napkin storyline for this that they wrote.
This one's more
in the
interesting.
corner.
Is a more
at
interesting
the cafe.
Yeah.
is a more interesting.
It on paper, I would say this one held more promise if you were to write them both down on a napkin. Interestingly,
so if I were to kind of
give me the 2-minute
number
2 sentence.
number 2, following the events of number 1, the mega corporation sends Ripley and Marines back to the planet to investigate and what's happened to survivors of
No. Give me the pitch if you're trying to get me excited about it. Don't give me you're writing a college paper. If I'm there and I've got a shit ton of cash and you're trying to get me to invest in this film, what is that pitch? To me, that pitch for the second one is, okay, so it's kind of like the first one, except this time there's hundreds of the aliens, and our heroes are like futuristic military soldiers that are basically going to have this big final battle between them and the xenomorphs. And at the very end, we're going to reveal this giant egg-laying queen. right? That's the get me pumped about it pitch.
Sure.
The get me pumped.
You're better at this than me, so keep going.
The get me pumped about it pitch for the third one is, okay, there's only one, but it's a more aggressive version. This is a version that is not.
It's more animalistic because it came from an animal.
It's not taking you and putting you keeping you alive and putting you in a sack.
Yeah.
It's eating you. This thing's hunting. And it's hunting to eat, and it's hunting to kill.
There's less intelligence.
Yeah. There is only one, but all of our heroes are in a place, they're in prison, and as such, they have no weapons. There are no weapons. It's even in the first one, although they had limited weapons, they did still have weapons. They had like flamethrower or something, or
they had weapons that futuristic weapons that were viable as against the aliens. Yeah.
This time, it's just one alien, but the alien's more animalistic, and we have no weapons, and we are trapped. Right? Almost like it almost gets a little Jurassic Parky, except stuck in a prison.
It's very eerily similar to the first one, almost.
I would say this is quite a great deal different than the first one.
I would say because the first one they don't have pretty much any weapons. They have flamethrowers. That was pretty much it.
That's a great deal more than what they have in this one.
Well,
they have a fire axe.
The flamethrowers weren't used very effectively in the first one. But the biggest difference between the first one and this one would be space.
Sure.
The space feels bigger
because they're not
trapped in a spaceship.
Interestingly, I do think that this film, or the premise of this film, is a response to. So I bitched and moaned during our review of the second one,
right?
And I was like, it's not grounded anymore. It's not. It got too big. We went from like one Iron Man film into Avengers Endgame is what's just happened here, right? And
right.
There was no time to kind of inch your way into more intense. And so I feel like this film is a response to that second one, very much so, in that the director David Fincher was like,
"We're bringing it back to the
we're
roots.
going to." In the last one, there was too many guns. My response, no guns. Right? There was 100 aliens. My response, one alien.
It's like
one cow
feels like
alien.
Swinging of extremes here.
Yeah, a cow alien. So I do. I think that's. I like the setup better. I'm more interested in we're significantly outmanned, outnumbered, outgunned, we are, to use a quote from the film that was used over and over and over, we're effed. Like we are absolutely
right.
We're going to have to pull some sort of miracle out of our ass. Whereas in the second one, it was like, we're just going to need more guns. We're just going to need bigger guns. Let's just get more guns, right? And to me...
But they lose all their guns.
But to me, it was just kind of like, that's not for me, right?
I will concede that point just barely. I think I liked the premise of the second film.
Yeah. You are like an 80s sci-fi military kind of guy.
Just action films in general. Yeah, so it worked really well for me in that vein. But also, like you're saying, it took a drastic jump. I think it just showcased a portion of the world we'd never seen before. Because the first one takes place in such an isolated area, space of the world.
Sure.
Literally just the spaceship.
Yeah.
Right? We don't get to see, there's not a lot of world building outside of that one spaceship pretty much.
I'm not saying...
And what happens on the planet, which is very brief. But so I like the second one because it kind of build like, wow, this is kind of where humanity's at, right? We get to see space station above Earth. We get to see, okay, this is what kind of military has become and the weapons development. And while the weapons are effective, the aliens are much more, they're still extremely deadly and on
I don't know.
And the mass of the aliens kind of creates that problem.
We talked about that in the second one.
Yeah.
And we did a great deal of, in that film, we do a great deal of just cutting through them like they're butter when we have the right weapons.
The mass of the aliens does create the problem.
But that's what I like about this one, I think, is that it...
but so anyway, just to say, finish my point though, is my concession is, I would say, I would agree with that. What you're saying just kind of just barely edges it out for me. Is what I give it to you.
It gives the xenomorph its power back.
Yeah, it makes it a little more terrifying.
Gives it a little more. Hypes it up a bit more. So I like that. I like that there. We get some. We're not afraid to pull some. Or not pull. We're not afraid to throw some punches in this film. In that, spoiler alert, the film starts out and the little girl Newt from the second one is dead.
Right.
Right. And we actually see her autopsied and it's real hard for Ripley and whatever. We have a lot of characters die in this one. We have a lot of characters die in the other ones. Ripley dies. Like at the end of this film, Ripley's dead.
Sure. Yeah.
Right? And so I like that part of it too. That it was bold for them to do. While watching it, I thought to myself, there definitely wasn't a Kevin Feige looking over the alien universe. Right? Because nowadays, Kevin Feige would be like, "What? You can't kill Ant-Man. We have plans for Ant-Man. You can't kill Ant-Man." Back then, David Fincher's like, "All right, so the third movie's mine. I'm going to kill the protagonist. I'm going to kill
Captain America.
Yeah, I'm going to kill the main character."
What do you mean? What do you mean you need Captain America to return all the Infinity Stones? He's dead.
Yeah, who's directing the next one? Good luck.
Yeah.
So
sounds like what happened with Disney Star Wars.
Those would be about the only two things that I think this film does a little bit better. But again, with the huge asterisks of, but executed terribly, right? Better setup, better premise.
Yeah.
Executed terribly.
Yeah. Definitely.
So,
sure.
Yeah. Those are the things I think it does better.
That's a short list.
It is. They're not the only things I like. I really liked the actor who played. I really liked the character of the medical officer.
Oh,
really
the android?
Yeah.
In this one? Yeah.
No.
Yeah, he was an android.
Was he an android?
Yep.
How did I miss that? How did she miss that? She had sex with him.
Golic. Paul McGain.
What's the character's name?
Golic? No, that wasn't. That was
No.
the crazy dude. Must have been
Dr.
Clemens?
Yes. Mr. Clemens. Dr. Clemens. He was a droid?
I'm pretty sure they alluded to it, yeah.
Oh, okay. She had sex with a droid.
Guess they're
Happens.
anatomically correct.
Happens.
Yeah.
Could happen to anyone. And I'm standing by that.
The stamina must be crazy.
Right? Yeah, he's not even sweating after. No, but so I liked his character. I liked the dynamic between him and Ripley. I think stupid that he. I think he should have made it through to the end. Right, seeing him seeing Ripley sacrifice herself. Right, some of the moments of the things that Ripley's going through would be more impactful with his character still there. Right,
Yeah.
the realization that she has one inside of her. And what that does to him. And yeah, so a shame that I was surprised that he was killed off so soon. Again, I've seen this movie not for like 4 years. I saw it once. It's not super memorable out of all the Alien films. Yeah.
It's probably skippable.
I think that's it. I think those are the things I like.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything about this movie you like?
Not overly, no.
Really?
Yeah.
Any of the characters?
I almost fell asleep at one point.
None of the characters?
I mean, Ripley's fun.
Yeah.
But this is not... It's not Sigourney... It's not a bad performance by Sigourney Weaver, but...
It's not her best.
The character of Ripley in this is just...
Yeah.
I mean, you're not the character is not captivating. And I don't think it's Sigourney Weaver's fault. I think it's just the script and the story.
She's also an executive producer on it.
Yeah. Well, then maybe it is a bit her fault.
Right. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know
how much was she involved in the writing in the script? I don't know, but yeah, like it is not a captivating showing for Ripley.
No. Okay, let's talk about the things we don't like.
Audio. Mr. Audio Snob over here.
Bad. The mixing was not great.
Well, there was that one line early on where they were like, oh, what did he ask her or she
I don't know,
asked
we
him?
couldn't hear it.
No, we heard the question, we didn't hear the answer.
I don't remember.
And it was just like I think he asked the question and then there's like no audio for her answer.
Yeah.
It's like, what?
The audio mix had way too much, to get a little bit technical here. The audio mix had way too much dynamic range in it. So dynamic range meaning if you think of sound like a sound wave. Right. And obviously the really loud moments are spikes that are really, really high.
Sure.
And then the quiet moments are the spikes that are really, really, really low in that wave. And so dynamic range is the distance between the highest spikes and the lowest spikes, right? And so if you have less dynamic range, then you would take all those spikes and kind of hug them, right? Kind of squeeze them in so that the lows aren't quite so low and the highs aren't quite so high. And then what you end up with is explosions that don't break your speakers and dialogue that you can actually hear, because it brings some of those loud moments down a little bit and it brings a lot of those quiet moments up a bunch.
Which would be like, because I would, and when I said background noise, I think that's one of the, like, I couldn't make out a lot of the characters' dialogue because they're in a very industrial setting.
Yeah.
And the background noise, like metal banging and the explosions when the action was like.
But some films' background noise removed even. You can't hear what they're saying. And then all of a sudden it cuts to like, we're at the racetrack. And it's like, holy shit, turn it down. down.
The film also had a lot of that, the same problems that the first one had. I think there was some in the second one too, but I think the second one did it better if I remember right, where people are in the same room or close proximity, but the person close to the camera you hear well. The person further away you have trouble hearing.
There's one mic.
Yeah. There's one boom guy.
And
and his boomstick's not big enough.
It's not about the size.
You definitely didn't know how to use it.
I've got one.
Okay.
I am bored, drained by, just kind of pretty much instantly over the entire color palette of this film. And it's get it.
Bland. Yeah.
It's like that rusty orange sepia sort of look.
Even the people are wearing that color.
Yeah.
And they're dirty looking.
And I get it.
Yeah.
I get that it's intentional. I understand it sort of creates a feel to this world, but just not for me. Like it becomes like I'm staring at the same thing for the full film. as opposed to getting to see things that are entertaining my eyes. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've also been talking a lot lately, in the last maybe 2 months. We've been talking about runtime. We've been talking about pacing and runtime. And it hasn't been uncommon to hear us say lately, the film was about 15 minutes too long, right? It's about 20 minutes too long. This movie was about 50 minutes too long.
I was going to say about an hour. At an hour and a half long, it was an hour too long.
And
or 2.5 hours long.
Yeah, it's 2:24.
Hour too long.
But and it is worth noting what we watched was the director's cut.
How much extra footage is
and
that?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Your
And I
internet's
don't
not
our
working,
internet's
so
my
Google
internet
links.
shit the bed, so we don't. Yeah.
Well, hang on.
You think you got enough?
I do have the AM. Oh, no, I'd have to back up.
Oh, you'd have to Google that though. Oh, no, because it.
We'll see if it'll back up.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So I didn't like the color palette. I didn't like the runtime. I feel like I wonder, if you're David Fincher in the early 90s, do you think you're like, do you think there's a part of you that's just like, oh, I want to make a long movie? Like there's something prestigious about making a long movie.
The original runtime was 154.
Okay, so it adds half an hour.
It adds a lot of nothing.
Yeah. But we don't, and again, we don't know what
Yeah.
what was added.
Right. I feel like it probably would have been much. I don't know if it would have helped the film, whatever was cut. Right. Like,
I mean, I think we would have been
even-
half an hour less. Oh my God, is this still good? Like,
Yeah.
we might have a little bit less
The-
of a sour taste in our mouth.
yeah, the final climactic quote unquote battle where they're trying to funnel the alien in, that felt like it took twice as long as it should have. They
Right.
probably cut half of that.
Like, what's that? Right? Like, you can cut pretty much all of Ripley's romance with this guy.
Yeah.
Right? That doesn't pay off. It doesn't turn into anything.
That doesn't make a whole lick of sense. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
Doesn't need to be there.
It's like really like quick and almost abrasive the way it happens.
I think yes, but I think you have to factor in the amount of. You have to factor in that he's already revealed it's been years since he's even seen a woman, right? And so he's maybe getting into this for just reasons of loneliness, right? The guy's real lonely.
Sure.
She's seen a hell of a lot of trauma in the last little bit and is maybe just looking for some human
looking for a
connection
release.
and some comfort. Yeah. So that doesn't strike me so much as unrealistic. But yeah, it's just not really necessary to the film per se.
Yeah. I don't know. Felt a little jarring to me. It was like, what? They did it? What? How did we get from where we were to here? It felt abrupt.
Oh man.
But anyway,
You grew up in such a
sensibilities.
conservative small town.
But I don't know. I wonder if that scene was cut like the after they he's getting out of bed and they're having that conversation, if that scene was cut, because that scene, like, and I mentioned it to you, the whole time that scene was going on, I'm like, who is he looking at? Because he was very obviously kind of looking at somebody eye level the whole time he was talking, and Ripley's down on the bed by where at like knee level.
So I was thinking about that. Yeah, because yes, when it cuts to him, it doesn't look like where his eyes are looking is nowhere near where the sight line would be.
Yeah.
Given what they're talking about, and
But he doesn't look down at all.
I know,
ever.
I know. Given what they're talking about, and given the fact that, that if you watch it, he's not blinking much. Like he's kind of just staring. I wonder if that's like if he's intentionally kind of, staring off while talking to her and not making intentionally avoiding eye contact.
I don't think she's not laying there topless and he's trying to avert his gaze. They just
No, he's avoiding talking about the prison tattoo on the back of his head.
She's also avoiding talking about something he's keenly interested in wanting to know.
Yeah, but
which he would, if he's asking her a question about wanting to know why did I cut this girl open, he's going to be looking at her asking the question. He never looks down once.
I don't know. I think we'd have to rewatch the scene.
It was bad.
Yeah.
It was plainly obvious and it was bad and it didn't work.
I feel like he does look down at one point, so we would have to rewatch it in order to settle that.
There was another part that just it was the audio. The audio that audio bug, not a bug. The audio choice to not have the answer to the question in that we talked about a little while ago. And we had,
if that was a choice, if the mic didn't pick it up and they didn't realize until after, and there was no going back and getting it.
But there was recording things in post was a thing back in '92.
Yeah, but clearly not for this. If that were the case, all of the audio in this film would be better, right? It would. That ADR is clearly not something that was done for this film.
Either way, it's a choice. They chose to leave this really bad audio clip in.
But who knows? Maybe because we don't know what the line is, and maybe it's actually something that's important. And they figured, you know what? Yeah, they'll probably be able to make it out. It's important for it to be in there.
I think it was a question about one of the people that didn't survive, like what happened to this person or something like that.
Right.
If I remember
so they probably deemed that it was important enough, imposed. Because that's the thing too, right? Like this isn't being shot digitally. No. So it's not like you just watch it back and go, oh shit, we didn't get that. We need to, it's like the next day.
Yeah.
And you've already moved, that set's half torn down and you've moved on to other stuff. But,
anyway. You know what else is bothersome?
How all the characters in this film are really forgettable and all blend together and you can't tell who's who.
Hey, just because everybody's got a shaved head doesn't mean they're all the same person.
Literally.
Except they're all the same person.
Literally, this film comes down to... This film, I feel like, forces upon me some sort of racism because... You've got 25 prisoners. You've got 23 middle-aged, bald white guys with bad teeth.
Who are all kind of skinny.
And 2 bald black guys. And so at some point...
And one warden who's kind of chunky but bald.
Yeah, but he's got an accent, so he's a little more... He's easier to understand.
But he's
delineate.
All the prisoners are very kind of lanky and gaunt.
They've all got the same. Yeah. They're all similar heights. They're all similar builds. They all have shaved heads. They all have the same complexion.
Anybody who's important has a different skin color, is female, or is heavy set.
Yeah. So the film literally came down to, for me, it was like, okay, we've got Ripley. We've got the 2 black guys, which I could delineate between because you had like the super charismatic religious one, and then the other guy. You had the warden. You had the medical officer, and then all the other white prisoners.
Right.
And that was it. And I could not tell. And it feels like
they're
such
all
a
wearing
weird...
similar bandages and hats. And
it feels like such a weird, backwards, right? Because the awful, terrible stereotype is always, right? Like, white people will look at Chinese people and go, oh, I don't know, they all look the same to me, right?
Yeah.
And that's ignorant and stupid and whatever. Literally in this film, I'm sitting there going, all these white guys all look the same to me. Like, I don't know who any of these white guys are.
I think that's like saying that is like all Chinese people are the same. That's a very obviously racist statement.
Sure.
But that being said, stereotypes are stereotypes for a reason. It is not uncommon for Asian people to have very similar
What does this
hair.
got to do with the movie?
I'm just saying, like, just looking at the movie, just delineating like the reason that they all look the same is because they do look the same. They're dressed the same. They're just, similarities. There are similarities between them, which makes it hard to delineate.
Okay, we gotta move away from this, but
Sure,
but
yeah.
I would argue that it actually probably has maybe some to do with that, but it probably has much more to do with a culture that we just don't like, a state of dress and state of hairstyles and whatever that we're not often exposed to. And I think you'd be surprised if you asked a Chinese guy and people who like white guys like you and me and whoever, right? You get 30 white guys in a room and we would go, yeah, all these guys look completely different. And it's quite possible that someone from the other side of the world is going to be like, I can't tell you guys apart. Right. So anyways, but we got to get back.
There's probably a lot of that too.
We got to get back.
Anyway, back on track. Yeah.
Soundtrack's completely forgettable. I don't.
Was there music?
No, I don't know. Don't know.
Oh man.
The CGI. So this is the first film to use CGI for the Xenomorph.
Yeah.
It's 1992.
Did some puppeteering, but a lot of CGI.
Some puppeteering, one or two shots where you're like, oh, it's a guy in a suit. They did make a suit. Some puppeteering, some animatronic stuff, but a bunch of CGI. 1992 CGI. There's no shot in this film where the CGI holds up. There are some shots where it's much worse than others.
Yeah.
But at no point does any of it hold up.
Back in the day, some of it probably would have been great. Oh, I wonder if
I don't know.
Not all of it, just some shot. But I wonder if there were a few shots, especially near the end of the film, where the alien was literally green hanging off the ceiling. Yeah. I wonder if those were director cut editions because they're not unfinished effects.
But here's the thing: in '92, sure, some of these shots were possibly like, I doubt they were, but let's just say for argument's sake, they were industry leading shots.
Sure.
Right? Like everyone else, like ILM was looking at this going,
better stuff out
holy
there.
crap, we got to get our shit together. Look what they're doing over on Alien Cubed.
Yeah.
Even then, even in 92, it wasn't fooling anyone. No one in the audience, no one sitting in a movie theater in 1992 couldn't tell that wasn't, that Toy Story looks better than that.
Yeah. A practical effect would have been
better.
Would have been more believable. Would have sold the effect.
Yeah. And so much so that it really, really hurts the moments in this film that are supposed to be suspenseful and scary. Because every time that stupid, early Pixar Xenomorph shows up on screen, I'm sucked right. I'm just like, oh, there it is.
The only thing the CGI Xenomorph did successfully was conveying the speed and kind of ferocity that the Xenomorph
that this thing was slightly less humanoid.
Which was harder to get in the past.
Well, and you couldn't, if you were going to do a wide shot of this thing moving, because of the character design, the evolution or the change that this Xenomorph has gone through, in that it's far less humanoid, it's a little more animalistic, a little more on all fours type of thing. You couldn't have done that with a guy in a suit. Right. It moves in ways that a guy in a suit couldn't do. At which point, if I'm the director of this film, I think I'm looking at it going, well, then we got to redesign the xenomorph a little bit so that our guy in the suit can do it, right?
Yeah.
Like, but that's, I mean, to each their own. It was the early 90s. Everyone was super excited about CGI all of a sudden. I'm curious to see, I don't remember the year of the fourth film, but I'm curious to see that
Progression.
leap and if it holds up or if they pull back, right? If whoever directs the fourth one goes, you know what? No, we're
Full
gonna
practical.
we're gonna try to do as much practical as we can. I don't know. One thing they did get really, really right in this film, as far as the xenomorph goes, is that this is the first time, this is the debut of the iconic face up against the face
with
of our
Ripley.
protagonist and the xenomorph. That like close up
Right.
where the face is there and they're like crying and wincing with their eyes closed, kind of trying to turn their face away from the xenomorph, and you just see it like with the drool coming out of its mouth, like come in.
Right.
That's iconic.
Right.
And it's fantastic, and I'm sure you know all about it from your pop culture media,
Yep.
Facebook,
Yep.
you know, whatever.
It presents a problem, though.
What?
This isn't Ripley's first encounter with xenomorphs.
No.
She's the leading.
She's cubed.
She's essentially the leading expert in xenomorphs in the galaxy at this point.
She's cubed.
It didn't eat her.
No.
She survived the crash. Nobody else did. You think maybe she'd start asking questions about, maybe I should get myself scanned now. Just maybe there's something in me. Like
She does that.
way later, not immediately. She only does it when she starts getting, for lack of a better term, pregnancy cramps.
Right.
That's when she starts cluing in,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
Her first thought is, I need to see the bodies of the dead to see if they got a chest burster in them.
When she's thinking rationally.
Like in her state of panic when she first kind of wakes up, that's her thought.
Sure.
Right? She calms down and has lots of level-headed conversation. At no point does she think, maybe I had a face hugger on me when I was unconscious.
Right.
And at no point directly after coming face to face with an alien that for some reason leaves her alone does she think, maybe there's something in me that it wants to come out, and that's why it didn't kill me.
You know what?
It's
though,
not
it's a great
until she starts feeling pain,
but it's a great
physical
reveal.
pain. It's a fun reveal, but it's a big plot problem, in my opinion.
A plot problem?
It's a problem because, like,
You gotta hang on. You're spitting into. You gotta turn your microphone a bit on it because you're just spitting on people.
Suffering fuckatash. It creates a lot of issues for the plot because she knows what's up with these things.
Coming
she knows
from the guy that had
she
me
should have
watch
been-
Commando last week, you're gonna talk to me about plot issues.
That's a very different beast.
Why? Why can't Alien 3 be a shut your brain off and just watch and have fun? I feel like that's exactly what it's supposed to be.
It doesn't try and do that. It tries to create way more suspense and intrigue. And
I would say that 90% of horror films is a just turn your brain off and have fun with it. Like that's the whole genre. That's the whole genre.
I don't think so.
No?
No. Because if you're shutting your brain off to just enjoy, then you're not as invested in what's happening. Therefore, you're not going to get it as scared.
Okay, yeah, no, for sure. But what I'm saying is, like, from a horror movie standpoint, right? You think about the best horror films of all time. Horror films, even the scariest ones, the most iconic, terrifying films, probably don't hold up near as good as the majority of other films once you get in and start trying to make them once you apply a strict logic filter to these films, right? Because they're like, but sure, that if you really sit and pick that apart, but it was scary. And that's the point. The point is to be scary. And it was scary.
I don't know.
Right? Because, you can go down the horror rabbit trail and you can go, do I really think a serial killer spirit would get stuck in a good guy doll? Like what are it could have got stuck in a G.I. Joe. Maybe that would have made more sense. What would be the reason? What about that doll do you know what I mean? Like, it just kind of...
I'm honestly having a hard time coming up with a rebuttal to your point. A hard time coming up with a rebuttal to your point. But I'm
going to try it.
I'm going to try and pigeonhole something in here.
Just going to brute force my way through this.
Bash my head up against this wall until something comes out. I don't know. There's, even in a good action movie where you, like Commando, where you turn off your brain and just enjoy it.
Yeah.
There's a sense of logic to a character's actions. Like in Commando, his daughter's taken, right?
Why is he ripped the seat out of the car?
Because he wants to be lowered to the ground so the guy doesn't see him in the rearview mirror if he looks back.
He lowers himself by 3 inches. And
he's got to show off how hunky strong he is.
His head still comes up to the top of the windshield. He's not hidden at all.
Imagine how tall he would have been if the car seat was in there.
Yeah, 3 inches taller. This much.
But that's not a major plot device.
No. I mean, no.
Right? We're talking, like, I think the equivalent in if you're going to use Commando as the equivalent here, the equivalent would be if the bad guy knew all along that he wasn't going to go and murder the president that he wanted him to murder.
Right.
But he didn't, because our star, Arnold Schwarzenegger's character, is smooth enough that he gets away and he tracks down the enemy one at a time without letting them know what's happening, keeping track of the time, making sure he doesn't get spotted.
Yeah.
Like, this is a crucial plot device, and from a character who should know better, and it doesn't occur to her until the last thralls of the moment. Not like, and here's the thing: even if if she went to get herself scanned after the alien was face to face with her and run away, I think you could do that in this film, and it wouldn't change that much.
No, for sure.
Right? She doesn't want to kill herself right away. She wants to deal with the alien first and then die.
I think the only argument that I could make, like trying to put myself in that position,
like in the director's shoes or in her
in
position?
Ripley's position,
right,
would be that, that what just happened, even though she's dealt with aliens, but their psychological effect, their fear-inducing effect on her clearly is not worn off at all, right? She's still horrified of them.
Oh, yeah.
That thing with it being 2 inches away from her face was such a stressful, fear-invoking, adrenaline-pumping, anxiety moment that your immediate next thought or your immediate next action is not logical, rational thinking, is not intelligent, clear, calm, putting pieces together. Okay, what does this mean? right? You're the only thing she's feeling is relief and holy shit, I'm alive. But and I'm not saying that's an ironclad argument. I'm just saying that's
I
the
say
only
that
thing I've
argument
got.
falls apart because of what happens after that moment. How she she doesn't act that way after that moment because she's our stalwart hero.
Right. Well, she has time to then she comes down.
She collects herself.
Yeah.
And she still doesn't come to that conclusion.
No, because then they're on to the next.
She's on to the next thing. She still doesn't come to that. At no point does she stop and go, "Why didn't I die? Why didn't it eat me?" Oh, it had the android it was gonna eat. Maybe it wasn't an android. I don't know.
think it was.
Maybe he wasn't. Let's assume he wasn't.
No.
But he had a meal. He didn't want to waste food. It doesn't track for me.
Yeah.
From what we've seen in the first two films, and she's our stalwart hero, and she does even when she's kind of first wakes up and she's okay, I gotta crack open this girl to make sure. She's obviously in some form of shock or whatever.
Yeah.
But she's also clear-headed enough to know I gotta check all the boxes and make sure that this thing is gone, that nothing followed me here. And again, at no point does she think maybe I got face hugged.
Yeah, I mean, aside from, because even then, once it's inside of her, she's aware that it's inside of her, she still has trouble reconciling the fact that could be true. And I think that would just be because she's never had one on her face, but she's seen it on other people's faces, right? Yeah. She's seen the big, long, friggin' snaky thing that goes down your throat and all this. And I don't think it's unreasonable that she would think, even in cryosleep, upon waking up, I would be aware that I had one of those on my face and that it had put something inside, that I had an alien growing inside of me, right? I think it's pretty logical that someone would think, I know that something's right.
But
yeah.
Now that I'm thinking about it, there's a bit of another hole there, I think.
Oh God. We got to wrap this up. So let's
this is a weak point, I think. But we only see one egg and we only see one face hugger.
Okay.
From what we know of established canon, the face hugger can only implant one person.
Right.
So either there was a second egg and a face hugger that we didn't see.
Okay, there you go.
Or
done.
But they didn't show it. It's weird. I don't know. I know that it's weak because they're trying to build the suspense of that reveal, but
yeah,
it's just ridiculous. I don't know.
Are you ready to score this thing?
Oh yes, let's get this over with.
Jeez. Way to make the listener feel
You've wasted your time. Go home. I've wasted mine.
Are you going to update you're pulling open the thing?
If it'll load, yeah. I want to, because I like rating things kind of in a box, and Aliens is in a box with other Alien films. So
it's in a cube.
Yeah, it's in a cube.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would like to know what I had for the other ones, but I don't know if it's going to come up in time. But what would you rate it?
I'm going to give it a 5.5.
5.5.
Which I believe would be the worst I've given something so far.
That came up quick. I'm getting some weird feedback.
That's from your phone.
It's from my phone.
Yeah, I've told you so many times not to hold your phone so close because it'll give you feedback. And then you were like, what are you talking about? I've never heard of feedback from a phone.
Whatever. Okay, let's see, Aliens.
But do you know what editing? No, not whatever. Do you know how much work that creates for me? It's insane.
It can't be that bad. Okay, so you gave Aliens a 7.6 and Aliens 2 a 6.6, and I gave both of them 7.5s.
Yeah. So I give it a 5.5.
5.5.
Yeah. Not the
Okay.
best.
5.
Definitely the worst.
0.5.
But still, you know what? It was an alien film, and it did some things in an alien film that I had never seen before,
Okay.
or that we hadn't seen up until this point. And so for that, I do applaud it. I applaud
Okay.
the effort.
So you're slowly progressing 1 point at a time
Down.
because you went from a 7.6 to a 6.6 to a 5.5. You're just slowly trotting down that hill.
Yeah. Just wait for the fourth one.
4.5. So you go from a 7.6 average to 7.5. And then, yeah.
So what say you, Carl?
Let's say this film is trash. Yeah. The others scoring equal, and this one is nowhere near. I would say this is like a 2.5.
Really? That bad?
I did not enjoy this at all.
Really? Interesting.
I was going to give it a 3.
There's a moment you laughed out loud a couple of times. There was some...
But yeah, it I don't even remember what I laughed at though.
The guy's on fire.
Was it a guy on fire? I was probably laughing at the ridiculousness of it rather than, oh man, yeah.
2.5. Okay.
Okay, hang on.
That hurts.
So that takes your score.
Is that the lowest score you've given me? Or did Annabelle Creation get worse?
Annabelle Creation got a 3.5. So this is the worst.
This is the worst one.
So 7.1 was the average. It goes to 6.9.
Oh wow. 0.2.
Yeah.
That stings.
Yeah.
That stings. We're like 2 weeks away from throwing that list out and starting anew.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
And you know what'll be really fun?
What?
When in a year, when we can start, like, there'll be so many layers to the spreadsheet because it'll be like, here's all the scores and the averages from year 1. Here's all the scores and the averages from year 2. But over in this column, you'll see the average of the year scores. Which will move much slower. Much slower.
Oh, man.
What'd you watch this week? Besides your family throw up.
Yeah. Yeah, that was fun. What a blur this week's been. It's like looking after sick kids, being sick.
Yeah. Did you end up getting sick?
I did. I didn't throw up though, because I woke up
clammy,
realizing that I'm not feeling well, and I made the conscious decision I'm not eating anything today. I'm just going to casually sip really small amounts of water to try and stay a little bit hydrated.
Yeah.
But man, my the nicest way I could say it is
hang on, careful.
My intestines and my bladder got mixed up, and water came out the wrong spot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was
maybe avoid that kind of talk, but
yeah. I think
we get what you mean.
That's the polite way of saying it.
we get what you mean.
Yeah. But anyway, that was early in the week, but we were fine on Friday night, so we had family movie night. We watched Super Mario Brothers again for some reason.
Jeez.
I don't know.
Who's pick?
My boys really like it.
They got to pick?
I think technically it was Emily's pick, but she was gonna try and find the second Lego movie, but it's not on Netflix. And Lego Batman, it's not on Netflix. Just the first Lego movie.
Yeah,
which is really annoying.
Probably on Prime or something.
She was scrolling around looking, and I think it was probably my oldest boy was like, "Oh, Mario!" And so we watched Mario
again.
Yeah.
Did you watch it like 2 months ago or something?
Less than that. Yeah. Like weeks ago, within the last month.
Yeah.
But it's a great movie. But man, Seth Rogen just like spoils it. I can't like this time I was like, maybe I'm being hard on Seth and other actors didn't like try to get into the character and all. Everybody else kind of like manifests the character a little bit in their voice, right? Yeah. Chris Pratt sounds like a little bit like Chris Pratt, but he also kind of throws a little bit of Italian kind of twang in there, right? Yeah. A little bit of Italian accent, not as heavy as the original Mario actor, but it's there.
Yeah,
man, like, yeah, Seth Rogen, like the minute he comes out as Donkey Kong, the Donkey Kong's entrance is phenomenal. But the minute he opens his mouth, you're like, that's Seth Rogen. He didn't even try. He doesn't even like, where's the, oh, I'm a gorilla. Like there's no growl in it. There's no, like, I'm a monster gorilla sound. Like, it bothers me so much.
Yeah.
That he just, oh.
But you know what? Maybe so that much. Was what we don't know is whether or not that was direction. Right? If he went to go try to do some sort of gorilla thing and the director was like, no,
what are you doing?
I want the Seth Rogen voice. I want,
well, then
like, we cast you because I want your voice, not because I want to hear you do a gorilla voice. I want your voice. I don't know.
I have a hard time believing that when even Jack Black puts a little monster tone in his voice.
He puts a lot in.
Like,
but that's Bowser, right? So I don't know. I don't know.
It's Donkey. It's like a feature character. I don't know. You make a strong point. Like, there's no counter to that point. It's very possible that the director was like, what are you doing with your voice? Just talk normal.
You have a very distinctive voice. There's a reason we've hired you.
Yeah. But
we already have Chris Pratt, Jack Black, and all these other people in here. You're not here for star power.
If that's the case, then not only did Seth Rogen ruin the character, so did the director. Like, but
well, I mean, if that is the case, then Seth Rogen's hands were tied.
I don't care. He could have walked away from the project.
Nope, that's called a contract. That's called people get sued through your ass.
People break contracts all the time and pay out.
And then get sued through their ass.
Yeah, anyway. And then I've been watching, obviously, One Piece and Mad Men with my wife. And other than that, that's pretty much all I watched this week because I was busy looking after kids and sleeping.
Yeah.
What did you watch?
We are 3 episodes away from finishing the first season of Bad Batch.
Nice.
I'm liking it better this time.
Okay.
Before
the first season of Bad Batch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Last time, because I've only seen the first season.
Right.
And last time when we reviewed it for the show, I was just kind of very like, I don't know if I care.
You're a little more invested now?
Yeah, think? I don't know why. There's still some stuff where I'm like, okay, it feels a little bit.
It's very episodic.
It is. But it's also very serial, right? Like in the sense
there's
that
an overarching story.
There is an overarching story more so than there was in Clone Wars. Because Clone Wars, you get 3 or 4 episode arcs.
Yes.
Whereas this, you have a 17 episode season arc.
Yeah.
With some, like, they're going on different journeys and whatever. But it's still...
something is always tying in.
Who is Omega? What's the deal with Omega? Why are people trying to hunt Omega down? What are we going to do about Crosshair? You know,
they're constantly building towards something.
It's definitely a little bit more kid geared than, like, it feels a little aged down than Clone Wars. But I'm having fun with it. There was we just watched an episode where you get young Hera and Chopper, and it's like, ooh, look at you guys.
Yeah, that's fun.
Just you wait.
Yeah,
so
it's fun because those episodes came after Rebels.
Yeah. Oh yeah, this is like a let's show you. Yeah, it's a callback.
Yeah.
It's and
not a
then
call forward.
Last night, I was like, we should watch a movie. Let's watch a movie instead of just watching Bad Batch. Let's watch a movie that we've been a series. We've kicked off a series that we've been talking about watching for like a year now.
Okay.
And not because of anything specific, just something would happen. You'd come up, you'd see a picture of it online or a meme or a clip, and we'd go, you know what? We haven't seen these movies in forever. We should really rewatch these movies.
So you're going back to watch?
So last night we watched Shrek.
Oh.
The first Shrek film.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
It's good. It's classic.
Yeah.
It's iconic. I can't believe it's 24 years old. That's wild to me.
So are you going to like go down that rabbit hole?
Yeah, we're at least going to watch the 4 main Shrek films. I don't know if we'll watch the Puss in Boots films. We might.
Well, depending on where you get to, I might be like, hey, we're going to watch Puss in Bush Last Wish this today.
Puss in Bush?
Push in Bush.
Whoa. Whoa.
Puss in the Bush.
Speaking of aged down and aged up and family shows,
Are we a family show?
Not
Are
now.
we really?
Not now.
Have we ever been?
Any hope we had has gone out the window.
I think that went out the window a while ago.
But yeah, so we watched it. You know what? It's good. I think the second one is probably better. I think I remember the second one being better. There was less jokes in it that felt like you think of Shrek.
Are we talking about the first one?
The first
still?
one, yeah, because we only watched the first one so far. You think of Shrek, and what you tend to remember is a lot of jokes for adults that are going to go over kids' heads. Right? That was kind of the thing of Shrek.
Sure.
There's a handful in the first Shrek. It's not riddled with them.
Yeah.
And I'm actually surprised how, like, you know what? It holds up for what it is, but, like, why? Shrek, the first Shrek is one of those films where watching it in 4K doesn't do it any favors because you're like,
yeah.
Oh, this is janky looking.
It doesn't
like
age well.
No. And you're used to, we had it on VHS with a tube TV, and that's, and you're like, oh, yeah, Shrek looks great. And not with the 4K on.
Yeah.
Not so much. But yeah, so I think we're gonna work through those movies.
That's cool.
And should I cover this? No. Ghostbusters 2 with my mom.
Okay. Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. I don't know if I talked about that.
You were doing that series.
Yeah, we're watching Ghostbusters. So watch Ghostbusters 2. I know a lot of people don't like Ghostbusters 2, including Bill Murray. I have a soft spot for it. I think I don't think Vigo is as iconic a villain as Gozer.
He's not as compelling.
And just he's cool. And the imagery and we're up on the top of this skyscraper. And
he's not a god.
He's a... Yeah.
Is he?
Yeah.
I thought he was like kind of a human that...
Or a sorcerer. He was like a sorcerer that...
Great powers.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
That's the way I always assumed
Vigo,
it.
Vigo,
like he was kind of like Vlad the Impaler, but...
Had magic.
Isn't
I
Dracula.
don't know. Anyways, I like the second one. I think, the first one's better. Not by a ton, though. I think the second one holds up and is really good. My mom liked the second one much better than the first one.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. She said, ultimately, I wasn't going to say anything, but the first one is a little boring. And you know what? I think if you remove all nostalgia that we have, all love that we have for Ghostbusters, if we went into that first Ghostbusters movie as a blank slate, I wonder if it is a little slow.
Today's sensibilities?
Well,
probably.
because Pete saw Ghostbusters for the first time in the last 2 years because we reviewed it on the podcast, and he wasn't a fan.
Yeah.
He thought, whatever.
I wanted to kick him in the nuts.
Right? But that's what I'm saying.
You heard me, Pete.
I wonder if it just hasn't...
Yeah.
I wonder if we have super rose-colored glasses on because of our fandom for Ghostbusters.
Yeah, we allow films that we grew up with and we love to get away with
Murder,
things
yeah.
that wouldn't fly today.
Yeah.
Like when we watched Mad Max, super slow film.
Yeah.
Doesn't move quick at all. But, today that's today's sensibilities. It doesn't fly. Back then it obviously did well,
Yeah.
right? So somebody who watched that in theaters and loved the crap out of it will probably go back, watch it again now and go, this is still a masterpiece.
It also doesn't help that my mom has always, I don't want to say detested. She's always had a dislike of SNL and SNL humor.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Didn't know that.
Right. And so Ghostbusters
Yeah.
being like an SNL birth child, it might as well have been started out as an SNL skit because it feels like that. It feels like the Blues Brothers,
Yeah.
or the MacGruber, or the whatever.
Well, you got a lot of SNL cast
Coneheads,
in the show,
Yeah.
or in the movie.
Yeah.
So.
At least 2 of
3.
them.
Bill Murray was SNL, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 then. Wait.
Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd,
Oh, what about
Rick Moranis?
yeah, wasn't he SNL? No, he wasn't.
He was Second City.
Right. That's right.
Yeah.
Right.
And Harold Ramis.
Which same difference, but
Yeah.
sketch comedy show.
Just, yeah.
Canadian.
Chuck said something different. Thank you so much for listening. Make sure you check out our Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, all listed below. We have a Patreon page where you can support the show and get some fun perks in return, like
Discord.
what?
Discord.
Like you can join our you hop
Join
on
our
our
Discord.
Discord. You can hear Pete. Pete just dropped a big, hot, friggin' juicy stinker of a bomb the other day when he released an article about how Moana is far superior to Frozen.
I agree with him wholeheartedly.
A lot of people do. A lot of people don't. So and we have merch.
Stickers.
Yeah. I mean, we have more than stickers, but right now we're looking at
You can stick our face on something.
we're looking
that
at
you own.
stickers of us.
Stickers of us.
I love how much it looks like us.
Yeah,
Like,
it's fun.
it's so good. Yeah, check out our merch. We've got well, the ones we're looking at right now is Pete, Carl, and I as Pixar characters. And then we also have one of Pete, Carl, and I as alien lizards, which I like. I think that one's fun. Pete wasn't a fan.
Wasn't there a Tim Burton version too?
It was just a poster we stuck online.
Oh.
That's not a. That's
Should make that into a sticker.
I could do that. Could do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh.